Here we go. So guys, another completely different video today. I've been doing gameplays for days and days on end. There's no gameplays that particularly interest me today, but go back and check my last few videos if you're interested in seeing gameplays on point guard Giannis, Weber. There's a whole bunch of them. Anyway, today I want to help you guys out. If you're new to the game, if you're working off a budget, I want to show you how to avoid the FOMO of endgame cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every single endgame card and give you either a cheap or a free alternative to that card, some of which are very easy to pick up. And in some cases, guys, I think the alternatives are better than the original endgame cards. But let's kick this off. So first up, we've got Endgame Tacko Fall. Now, he dropped today. It's going to be hard to kind of gauge a price on this, but I'm going to do my best, okay? Tacko right now, I think is going to end at around 2 million, maybe 2.5. He may go a little bit less than that, but that's roughly where he's sitting. He's an obscene card. I'm not even going to bore you with this stuff. Trae Young escape, set shot 25, 7'6". We all know what Tacko is. He's the arrival of the actual true endgame every year. Now this card is incredible, guys. I'll be honest with you. I'm sticking with my Tacko that I have. I have a Galactic Tacko that's got 46 Hoffs. I'm sticking with him. He'll do the job for me. But if you want to pick up a new one now, that Galactic one is going to go for very cheap. But this is the one I would go for and I would wait. Go for the Flash glitched version. Now, the reason I would say that is he's got quick dribble style, where the other Tacko doesn't, and he's got the Kobe escape. So this will be the best Tacko you can get other than the endgame one. Now, he isn't listed as a buy now right now, but he will be. Trust me, these packs are going to get pulled. I think this Tacko is going to settle at about 70, 80k. If you don't believe me, just look at the Yaos from last week. Everything outside of the endgame and the Invincible is going for a ton. It's going for very little. Sorry, them two are going for a ton. So yeah, he will settle as a buy now. I reckon 60, 70k. Guys, honestly, I would get this card over the other one regardless. If you've got 2 million MT to burn, fine. But all you're compromising here is the jumper, and his jump shot is money anyway. So this is the Tacko I would go for. Okay, so next up we've got the other card that dropped today, which is Endgame J.R. Smith. Now, I'll be honest with you, I really like this card, but it's been ruined by something. And actually, believe it or not, I would take the other card that I'm about to suggest over this one. Now, he's got base 3, he's got 80 Hoffs, yeah, sure, he's got quick dribble style. The Curry escape ruins it for me a little bit. Now, with that jump shot, it's going to be good. I mean, I've got that combination on my point guard Giannis, and it's definitely OP. But I would go with this one, because this one has got the Trae escape. Now, the jump shot isn't as quick, but it's still a nice jumper. If you've used RJ, you know, if you did zero gravity, you know how nice that jumper is. I would take this one. Honestly, I would take it over the other one. This one's going for about 50k. The other one's going to settle at about 350, 400. You're saving nearly, 90% on the purchase. Yeah, this is absolutely the move. If you're going to pick up JR today, honestly, pick up this one instead of the endgame one. Okay, so next up, we've got Scotty Barnes endgame card. Now, he's going for about 500k still. To be honest with you guys, one of the most slept on cards in this game. To me, he's still a top 5 endgame card on his own. He's got set shot 25. He has got the Curry escape as well. So this is a very easy one for me, guys. I'm going to give you a free alternative to this card that, in my opinion, is better than this card. If not, they're equals. They're slightly different, but it's Chris Webber from Clutch Time. He's free, guys. Like, as the season goes on, even if you're struggling, you will get him eventually. So the great thing about Clutch Time is you just got to keep playing, and ultimately everyone will get the card at the end of it. But yeah, he is equally as good as Scotty, in my opinion. You could argue he's better. He's got a 7'3" wingspan. He's 6'9" at small forward. He's got every badge in the game, every stat in the game. I really, really like that jump shot, and Chet Holmgren's going to come up again in this video, but he's got the Trae escape as well. Honestly, guys, I think you go either way. I would take Chris because he's free, but he's definitely an overpowered alternative to Scotty Barnes. Okay, next up, we've got Lamelo Ball. Now, in my opinion, he's probably the best point guard in the game because of his movement. You've got Giannis and Jokic and other sort of taller point guards, but he moves better than them because of his height. And in my opinion, it's him and Luka, but you know my thoughts on Luka, so we're not going to talk about him. Lamelo's probably the best point guard in the game for me. Now, it's not easy to get an alternative for him, but there is an alternative for him. This Lamelo Ball, which is going for a fraction of the price. The other Lamelo's going for 500k, and this one is going for a fraction of that. He's an easy pickup. He's literally the same card. When I say a fraction, guys, the other one's going for 500k, this one's going for 30k. 25 you can probably get him for. He has 50 offs, plays point guard as well. He's got a really nice jumper. Lamelo's jumper is great. Decent SIGs. He's got Scotty by the back, quick dribble style, you know, normal leader. Not the most overpowered. He definitely won't move in the way the other one will. And probably the card we've had that isn't, you know, is the furthest from the actual endgame card. But you're paying 5%. You're paying 5% for this version of Lamelo. And he's still an OP card. He's still fantastic. The other alternative, guys, to Lamelo is the power forward version. Now, this one is probably the best, you know, non-endgame version of Lamelo. The problem is he plays power forward. So this is a great card for like TTO or something like that. But if you want an alternative to point guard Lamelo, get point guard Lamelo. Okay, so next up we've got Endgame Shaq. And Endgame Shaq is still going for at least 500,000 MT. Now, it's going to be very hard to rival this card, guys. But there is a potential positive to using the other card over this one. So, you know, he has set shot 25 and he's Shaq, guys. He's got the Trey escape. He's got the Trey Young leader. This is Shaq, guys. 7'7", wingspan, 7'1", height, can play power forward. You ain't going to find a rival for this card. You ain't. But the closest thing to it, guys, is this. It's the point guard version of Shaq. Now, the reason I say it's this one is, again, he's a fraction of the price. He's about 50k right now. Comes with 50 off badges. Defensively, they're going to give you exactly the same. Offensively, the other one's going to be better because of his jump shot and his signatures, right? He will be better. I'm not going to tell you he's not. But this one can play point guard. That jumper is terrible. But this version can play point guard, guys. And that versatility of being able to use him at center or point guard makes him a real alternative. So I would definitely pick this one up over the other Shaqs, just so you can use him at point guard if you want to. But like I said, defensively, the two cards are basically going to give you exactly the same thing. Alright, next up, guys, we've got Endgame Kobe. Now, if you want my honest opinion on this card, there's no reason to pick him up. I don't really think he's that good, to be honest with you guys. He's fine. He's got base 3. He's got Trey escape. You know, he's got the Trey leader. He's got everything you want. D-row size up. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. But there are better point guards in this game, guys. And really, the alternative here, which this card is still going for nearly 1 million MT, by the way. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's unbelievable to me that this card is going for that high. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Guys, here's your alternative. He's free. Sure, it's a bit of a grind or domination, and there'll be other cards as we go through this list if you want to just pick someone up today. But James Harden is the alternative to Kobe. He just is. He's got the same badges, the same stats. He's got Steph base, which, you know, is just as good as base 3. It's not as quick, but it's very easy to green. They've basically got the same 6, guys. Yeah, there is no scenario here where you should be picking up Kobe over Harden. He's free. He's free. He saved you 1 million MT. That's it. That's the alternative. That's a no-brainer pickup, guys. Okay, so next up we've got small forward Endgame Giannis. Now, this card is incredible. I've got the point guard version. I am contemplating trading them in, but the more I use the point guard version, the more I like it. And actually, the point guard version dropped massively and is now coming way back up in price, because I think people have got used to him and realised how overpowered he is. Anyway, small forward one. That's what we're talking about. What's the alternative to this, right? You know, he's got set shot 25. You're not going to rival that. Again, the SIGs that all the endgame cards have. I'm going to stop boring you with them. Get the 75th version, guys. So this one's going for just under 1 million, I think. Maybe just over 1 million. It's around that mark. This one is going for about 40k. Yeah, that is literally a fraction of the price. That's 4%. This one's going for 4% of the other one. Let me repeat that one more time. 4%. It's got 55 offs. He's basically got every badge in the game that you need. Chef and Deadeye are the only two things that this one needs, and you can get them pretty cheap, guys. Certainly for less than 960k, you'll be able to badge him up, and they're giving badges out like candy. Go get them out of Domination. But they're everywhere, so you can get the hot versions of those as well if you want. Stats-wise, guys, he's basically the same. And Giannis's jumper is still one of the best jumpers in the game. This is not a huge trade down. It really isn't, guys. It really, really isn't. And that's the main reason I've kind of stuck with the point guard version, because I don't think this is a big enough trade down at small forward. I don't. So yeah, the 75th one all day long. You won't regret it. His SIGs are, you know, not as good, but in terms of what you need Giannis to do, and honestly, I would rather run Giannis at power forward than small forward. The other one can't even play power forward. So yeah, there you go. Now that's an easy one, guys. Go pick up the 75th Giannis. He'll definitely bolster your team. Okay, so next up we have that point guard Giannis, and I love this card, guys. I'm getting to a point very quickly where I don't think anyone can really rival this card. He's got the Curry escape into jump shot 3, which actually I'm starting to realise is the best signature combination for a tall point guard that doesn't move that well. the Curry escape really does get it moving, guys. So it's hard. It's harder with this one, I think, than the small forward one. I think the NBA 75 one is going to do a closer job to the small forward one than this one will do to the point guard one. But this is the alternative, guys. 50, no, it's got 75 badges, right? He's missing 5 total. You can see here it's the same thing, but what I had said for the 75th version still applies. You can go get these badges very easily, guys, even Hall of Fame versions. You know, they're in domination, things like that. So again, guys, he's got the jumper you need. So what this Giannis will give you is he'll give you the defense of the other Giannis. His jumper's really close. They're not far enough apart to really affect anything. It's only the 6. It's only the 6. You know, it's a similar story with both the point guard and the small forward version of Giannis. They're very close. They just don't move as well. And when I say move, I mean using signatures and animations to get them open. If you're just going to run around, if you don't really know how to do that stuff, that's fine. But if you are that person that doesn't really know how to use a Trey escape or a Curry escape effectively, then you will feel very little difference between this card and the Endgame card. So go get this one. Okay, next up, guys, we've got Yao Ming, who's still going for about 1.5 to 2 million MT. Absolute insanity. A lot of people's opinion, the best card in the game. Probably, if you thought Yao was, you probably think Tacko is. I'm not going to bore you with this again, guys, but set shot 25 is the answer to that question. They just have different jumpers at this point. Yeah, there's a very simple alternative to this, guys. The jumper, obviously, is not going to be rivaled. It's a similar situation to the Shaq, for example. But this card will give you everything else that other Yao Ming gives you. Everything. Absolutely everything. He's too tall to move effectively enough to really take advantage of these 6. I think the same thing with Tacko. So yeah, I think the 6 are actually less relevant. The only thing that is relevant is the jumper. He's got shifty dribble style. So let me just have a quick look at the signature one. You can see here, the signature one's pretty close as well. They've got basically the same dribble style, which is an issue. It is an issue. I have the invincible one, which has quick, but I pulled that off like a 1-pack cheese. But really, what you need Yao to do is play defense. First and foremost, you need him to play defense. And the second thing you need him to do is to knock down threes if he's open, and he will do that. Both these cards will do that. I don't think anyone's going to be cooking and you know, being a dribble god with this card. I don't think anyone's going to do that. The real advantage of that card over this one is the jumper. This one is 20k, guys. I think you can get him for 15k. This one is 2 million. This is nearly 1% of the cost of this one. 1%. There is no reason not to pick this one up over the other one. Like, I've got the invincible one, which is better. If you can get the invincible one, get it. But honestly, if you can't, I don't think you're really going to feel anything between the different. You need to be at such a high level to really, you know, feel those subtle differences in the dribble style and things like that with a center. So yeah, that's fine. This is the one. Okay, next up we've got Melo. And again, guys, Melo obviously a very sought after card. The answer to that question is set shot 25. He has the Trey escape instead of the Curry escape. They're all the same, guys. One other alternative to this card, again, is Chris Webber, guys. So Webber is another alternative to this card if you're going to run him at small forward. But if you want to run him at shooting guard, the best alternative is Carmelo Anthony. Another one. Right. This is shooting guard bracket busters version. Melo's jumper is really nice, guys. It's really nice. I don't know if he still has that issue on current gen. I haven't played current gen enough. But I believe that he can knock down corner threes now. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, on next gen, no issues. He's got the Kobe escape. He'll move for you if you need him to. At shooting guard, he's the same height. He's the same wingspan, you know. In terms of badges, he's missing brick wall. That's it. Maybe box if you want to. Otherwise, again, guys, not a huge amount of difference between these two cards. The jumper is elite on the endgame cards as they are on all endgame cards. But this is a really nice jump shot as well. Not enough of a compromise. Again, prices, guys. 1.5 million for the other Melo. This one's going for 15 to 20k. So again, you're literally talking at like 1%. You're literally talking about 1% of the value, guys. No brainer. If you want to get Melo, honestly, I don't think endgame Melo's going to have the longevity of some of the other endgame cards. If you really want to use Melo, use this one anyway. Okay, next up, guys, I want to do 1 card for 2 cards. So we're going to take 2 cards, which are Wilt and Dirk. The thing that separates them is Wilt has Luka's jumper and Dirk has set shot 25. That's pretty much it, guys. They've both got the Curry escape. That's fine. Right, these cards are both millions to lock in, right? The hero set for Wilt, 4,000 cards for Dirk. Here's your alternative, guys. We're going to keep this really, really quick. It's Chet Holmgren. He's 90k right now. He's got nearly every badge in the game. If Teardropper means a lot to you, sure, add it. If not, he's basically an endgame invincible card, right? He's in that ballpark. He's got jump shot 110, which the only other card in the game that has is another endgame card. So this is an endgame jumper. He's got the tray escape. Guys, you could argue that Chet's as good as any endgame card. You really can. He is at that level, guys. He's got 7'8" wingspan, 7 foot, and he can play power forward. I don't think you're losing a huge amount from these two to him. Honestly, the Curry escape is what you're losing, but Chet has the tray escape, which in my opinion is a better escape. So you could argue it's an upgrade if you play a certain way. He's 90k, guys. Easy pickup. And finally, guys, the last stock battle that we haven't covered yet is Magic Johnson. Now, Magic is a tricky one, guys. I'll be honest, Magic's a tricky one. So he's quite unique as a card. He's 6'9", 10 foot wingspan. He's got the Curry escape base 3. So the actual kind of closest card to him is Giannis, his point guard endgame card. I think Giannis is a better version of this Magic, although they're both fantastic cards. So I'm going to make it the point guard Giannis again. Now the reason is, again, jump shots, they're pretty close. Giannis's jumper is money, guys. Don't underestimate it unless you've really used it, especially on very quick. It's money. It's exactly the same conversation as the point guard Giannis. This Giannis will give you, actually, here's the difference. He'll give you better defense than Magic. And he will, guys. He'll play better defense than Magic. He's got the length and height to do that. He won't be able to move as well as Giannis, as Magic, but the jumpers are both elite. Okay, they're both good. So they are very close. Magic is still going for around 700-800k. That's where he's at right now. You know, we've covered what this Giannis goes for. It's very cheap. It's about 40k. Yeah, it's another easy pickup, guys. So that's it. That's your full list. That's every endgame card. I think adding them all up, you're probably saving, I don't know, 10 million MT by the end of it. Probably somewhere in that region. I think that, you know, the alternative squad running against the endgame squad, it's going to be, skill gap is going to come into play, guys. If you really know how to use the, you know, the non-endgame cards, and you don't really know how to maximize the endgame cards, it's up in the air who's going to win those games, guys. But if you want to, you know, find cheaper alternatives, like I said, some of these have been free, guys. Some of these are free cards. Just go get them. Don't get baited. Don't get pulled into the FOMO. You know, I'm going to continue to run the cards that I have. I'm not picking up a Tacko today. If the Flash one goes cheap enough, I might pick him up. But I'm sticking with my Galactic one. I've still got Hero Kareem at power forward. I've still got Hero MJ at shooting guard. There's a bunch of cards you can use in the game right now, not just the ones I've given you. But these are all valid, really good alternatives to endgame cards. That's the video, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching.